The following is a paid advertisement for Generac home standby generators, brought to you by Generac Power Systems Incorporated.
You never realize the wrath of nature until you see 155 mile an hour sustained winds.
We lost power for 8 days one time. It was very cold in here. It was dark. We were scared.
We had an ice storm and the power was off for several days. The basement was flooded.
The damage total bill at the end of the day was $155,000.
24 days we were without power. I had water, I had ice, I had coffee, I had air conditioner. I was able to stay here because of Generac.
You don't realize how much you need your power till you don't have power. But the Generac, you can depend on having power.
I'm Les Stroud, and as Survivor Man, I've been to the harshest and most remote regions on the planet, alone and always at the mercy of the elements. Back in civilization, everybody's warm and protected. The power is on, all is well. Having power is something that we all take for granted because it's always there at the flip of a switch. But what happens when it's not? What happens when the electric grid goes down? The number of power outages continues to increase, and they're lasting longer. It's no longer a question of if, but when they'll hit, how long they'll last, and how much are they going to cost. I've only got one question for you. Are you prepared?
You are when you have a Generac home standby generator. When the grid goes down, your Generac generator powers up. Your air conditioning or heat keeps running. Your refrigerator and freezer stays cold. You don't even miss a minute of that big game. Of course, all that assumes that you have a Generac home standby generator.
And Generac generator is what saved our belongings and ultimately saved us as a family. There was utter chaos and destruction outside, but my home was air conditioned and I had power.
It's a lot more than just having lights on, having a generator. It's food, water. Having a Generac is definitely peace of mind.
Self-reliance means assessing any situation and taking control. In the wilderness, that might mean I need to find food, stay warm or cool, as the case may be. But either way, I've got to make plans to deal with whatever comes at me. It's no different than when it comes to preparing your home for severe weather events and natural disasters that can cause massive power outages. One of the most important things you can do is ensure that you have an uninterrupted supply of power to your home. And for that, more and more people, 8 out of 10, in fact, are choosing a Generac home standby generator.
The Generac was definitely the best investment we ever made. You learn that after going through a storm.
After Hurricane Michael, there was no normal. That was a peace of mind as far as having the Generac for the air conditioning. It ran our refrigerator. Your house is still a home when you have a Generac.
With a home standby generator from Generac, you won't need to move a heavy portable generator into place, which also means no extension cords through windows and doors or refilling gas cans. With Generac, when the utility power goes down, your home powers up. A Generac generator sits outside your home like a central air unit and runs on your existing natural gas or propane supply. It automatically kicks on within seconds of sensing a power outage, runs as long as needed, and automatically turns off when the power from the utility is restored. Generac generators are designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA and feature advanced technology that delivers best-in-class power in even the harshest conditions, along with a corrosion-resistant enclosure that can withstand winds of up to 150 miles per hour. And inside, a G-Force engine specifically engineered for the rigors of generator use, so you can look forward to a long-lasting, reliable, trouble-free performance. And Generac is one of the leading suppliers of industrial generators in the world. Places that must have power like hospitals, data and communication centers, and financial institutions rely on Generac. And you can rely on it too with Generac standby generators supplying backup power to keep your home running for days, even weeks. Your food doesn't spoil because your refrigerator stays cold. You won't have to suffer in hot summer temperatures or fight to keep warm when the ice takes down the power lines because your home's climate is under your control. And your sump pump will have power, helping to prevent your basement from flooding. And with Mobile Link, Generac's Wi-Fi enabled remote monitoring system, you can check the operating status of your generator and get maintenance alerts using a smartphone, tablet, or PC. And best of all, it's a standard feature.
I know instantly if we lose power, I will get a text alert saying the Generac generator is operating and you just lost power.
With Generac, you get more than dependable power when you need it. You get peace of mind knowing you're keeping yourself, your family, and even your pets comfortable, safe, and secure.
The Generac generator is, to me, complete and total peace of mind that our home is protected.
Having a Generac generator, we're comfortable in our own home anytime.
Coming up, learn why a Generac home standby generator is becoming a standard, yet necessary appliance for any home. And the most important way to ensure that when extreme weather strikes, or the unexpected happens, and the grid goes down, your home powers up. Plus, see how easy it is to schedule a free in-home assessment with one of Generac's local authorized dealers to take advantage of a limited time special offer valued at $695.
I'm standing in front of an electrical power substation. Now, this plant sends power to hundreds of thousands of homes and businesses. Every mile of wire, even one of these poles, is vulnerable to natural disasters, man-made disasters, deterioration from aging, and more recently, even the threat of cyber attacks. In fact, statistics show power outages are more and more frequent. Last year, there were over 3,500 outages, affecting nearly 37 million people. And no wonder. With an infrastructure that in many cases is a decade or two past its life expectancy, making it more likely to fail. It would cost $3.6 trillion to make the necessary upgrades to stabilize the situation in the coming years. Consider the storms like Irma, Harvey, and Matthew, or the nor'easters like the 3 that hit New England within 2 weeks, leaving hundreds of thousands without power in Massachusetts alone. These are the kinds of events we used to call 100-year storms, but lately, it seems like they're coming every year. Bottom line, all the power produced here doesn't mean a thing if there's a problem with the grid.
Think for a second about everything in your home that relies on dependable power. Lights, the refrigerator, TV, your indoor climate control. And if you're on a well, you rely on electricity for water. And what about all your devices, cell phones, tablets, your home Wi-Fi? Maybe you have a security system. And everything in the home office. When the power goes down, you're closed for business and losing money. And let's not forget the plug-in hybrid or electric cars. You can't charge them up without power. Our lives are tethered to reliable power. A Generac home standby generator ensures that the power you depend on will be there when you need it most. That kind of dependability is one reason 8 out of 10 home standby generators installed are Generac.
The winds are not letting up at all here. It's absolutely hammering down here. We're probably going to see some power outages.
The number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages, especially with a strong storm. We don't know if we've seen the worst that Mother Nature can dish out. I hope we have. I never want to see 30-foot storm surge again in my life. But is that the worst? We don't know. Michael was a good example of a storm that wasn't expected to be much, but all of a sudden became a monster. As nearly a Cat 5 at winds of over 157 miles per hour. How many times have you heard people say, I never want to go through that again? Well, the next time that you go through it, don't make it so hard on yourself. Have a Generac home standby generator.
Wednesday, the day of Hurricane Michael, about 1:30, it really got serious. I mean, just the roar of the wind was unbelievable.
We're live, we got a Cat 4 out here. Power out of our church.
The steeple from the church had gotten blown off and was just in the ground. Every tree around us was cracked in half or had been uprooted and lying on the ground. The bricks were getting ripped off of a brick wall. How does that happen? Standing seam roofs that are made to take 200-mile-an-hour winds are just peeling back. It's not really supposed to happen, and it's not something I'd ever experienced before. I hadn't thought about that in a while. The next day, we're all gonna try to get home. We made it about, I'd say, half a mile from the house. There was still nothing but trees down, so I put a cooler on my shoulder and we just start walking home. Get to right in front of my house and you can't even see it from the street. There's so many trees down. First thing I'm thinking, is my Generac gonna work? I come inside, everything's on, my AC's on.
Not only did I have a house to come home to, but my house had a Generac, and I had electricity, and I had air conditioning.
The Generac made our house a very safe place. We felt at home again. With so much destruction outside, our indoor life was not changed that much. All of my freezers were working, and I have lots of meat that didn't go bad. I was cooking stuff not only for me, but for like linemen and just anybody out there helping.
We were blessed with a house with a Generac, and we became a blessing to other people.
Not having to leave, not having to shell out the hundreds of dollars for hotels. I mean, we're talking 21 days without power. Basically just made the Generac pay for itself. I can't even put a price on how much the Generac helped us after Hurricane Michael.
The same rules of survival that I follow while out in the wild apply to you while surviving at home when the unexpected happens. You gotta think ahead, prepare, then you'll be self-reliant. So act now.
You can't replace that sense of security that you get when you have a Generac.
Really, the best decision of our lives was the Generac generator. Having power no matter what, it really is priceless.
I was very fortunate to get a Generac. You got safety, security, and peace of mind.
Very good product. Very, very good reviews from everybody.
Thousands of satisfied Generac owners have taken this step to secure for themselves and their family peace of mind when they need it most. Call now to schedule your free in-home assessment with one of Generac's 6,000 nationwide dealers. Together, you'll determine the right generator for your home based on your unique energy needs. Installation is fast, usually in about a day.
The installers were very professional.
Extremely knowledgeable.
I couldn't believe how fast they were, actually.
Prices start at just $19.99, and special financing is available with surprisingly affordable monthly payments. Plus, if you act now, you'll receive a 7-year extended warranty absolutely free. That's a $695 value. And the local Generac customer support team is always available around the clock to answer any questions you may have. Call now to schedule your in-home assessment. The call is free, the assessment is free, and there's no obligation to buy. So the next time the grid goes down, your home powers up with a Generac. Call now to power your life.
A survivor man, dropped off in remote locations, no water, no food, no tools, no shelter. I'm dependent only on myself, pretty much the ultimate in self-reliance. Self-reliance at home is critical too. So rather than rely 100% on a place like this far away from your home that's vulnerable to weather, accidents, deterioration, and even cyber attacks, you need to be self-reliant. You need to be able to generate your own power.
You know you're going to have a situation where you're going to lose power. It may be tomorrow, maybe a year from tomorrow, but it's going to happen. Several years ago, Mary's parents moved in with us.
My father has Alzheimer's disease, and he cannot remember that if we don't have power, we don't have water. And I told Kent then, there's no way possible my mom and dad can live here without a power source. And I take medication that is very, very expensive. It must be refrigerated. So if my power went out, my medicine would spoil. It's too expensive to waste.
And so I researched online all the different companies. Everything kept coming back, Generac, Generac, Generac.
After we purchased the Generac generator, there was a terrible storm here and the power went out. It was our time to do a happy dance. It was like, I can't believe it. This is the greatest thing.
The Generac generator kicked in, we were fine, and ended up having no power for 3 days.
I can look out the window and I can see all these dark houses, and everything is working in my house.
The Generac generator powers everything. The heat's on, the lights are on, we're using the water.
And knowing that my parents who live with us, they're not going to be cold, that really is the bottom line. We have to meet their needs, and having a Generac generator and having power no matter what, it really is priceless. It's taking care of my parents how they should be taken care of.
Is not only the best investment we made, but the wisest investment we've made.
When it comes to your home, you want a reliable backup power solution, like a Generac home standby generator that will automatically start within moments of an outage. Generac offers the largest line of home standby generators, so no matter what size your home is, they have a backup power solution that will fit your needs.
When the power grid goes down, your electricity can be out for days, even weeks. Are you prepared? Now you can be with a standby generator from Generac.
The Generac gives us peace of mind because we know we have a power source and we're not going to have to be without.
When you lose power, your Generac standby generator instantly detects the problem, and within seconds, your home powers up. No struggling to start your generator in a storm. No extension cords through windows and doors. No waiting in line to fill up gas cans. Because your Generac runs on your existing natural gas or propane supply, you never have to think about it. And the Wi-Fi enabled Mobile Link remote monitoring system keeps you posted on operating status, maintenance updates, and more. Only Generac features true power technology, delivering best-in-class power from a G-Force engine specifically designed to withstand the rigors of generator use. Generac generators are designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA. And Generac is the #1 manufacturer of home standby generators in the world. 8 out of 10 homeowners choose Generac.
When the power goes out, I don't sit there and go, oh no. I'm like, okay, whatever, go ahead. I've got the Generac.
Your Generac home standby generator delivers more than power. It delivers peace of mind, keeping you, your family, and yes, even your pets comfortable, safe, and secure. Call now to schedule your free in-home assessment with one of Generac's 6,000 nationwide dealers. Together, you'll determine the right generator for your home based on your unique energy needs. Installation is fast, usually in about a day. Prices start at just $19.99, and special financing is available with surprisingly affordable monthly payments. Plus, if you act now, you'll receive a 7-year extended warranty absolutely free. That's a $695 value. And the Generac local customer support team is always available around the clock to answer any questions you may have. Call now to schedule your in-home assessment. The call is free, the assessment is free, and there's no obligation to buy. So the next time the grid goes down, your home powers up with a Generac. Call now to power your life.
It's really simple to think about having a survival kit when you go out on some kind of wilderness excursion. But why not an emergency survival kit in your home? It wouldn't take much to have a nice big rubber container full of emergency supplies. You fill it once with items that you know you're putting in. So these are items you've handpicked and you put in this big container. Put it in a safe spot and forget about it until you need it. It won't take much to do that, but it could save your life.
I've been around the world and experiencing survival, but also storm preparation for disasters. I've never been in a hurricane. I've been in big storms, fine, but I've never been in a Cat 5 hurricane. Tell me your hurricane story.
You never realize the wrath of nature until you see 155 mile an hour sustained winds like we had. It didn't matter what kind of power system we have, we was fixing to lose power.
The Generac generator cannot stop the hurricane from coming, but it can do a lot of other things. How did it help you through a period of devastation like this?
It didn't let me down. It powered our air conditioners because it was hot, it was humid. It kept my fish tank going, my refrigerators and my freezers. We had about 25 people stay in our home during the storm. When the winds were blowing 155 miles an hour, we had power. It was a great feeling.
How tough is this generator in the face of 150 mile an hour winds?
We had a 68-foot porch that ripped off the back of our house with our chimney. Our generator out there, the case that it was in, it was just very durable.
With the Generac generator giving you peace of mind, what would you say to people about why they should not procrastinate?
Well, I can't tell people enough on how important it is to have power, because we have these storms there every year. The initial cost of getting my Generac generator was way less than what our neighbors spent in 40 days of getting 10 to 20 gallons of gasoline every day and having to worry about, could they find a gas station? Did they stand in line to get gas? Having a Generac definitely gave me a good peace of mind that I had power. Without the Generac, we couldn't have run our business out of our home because our business was 100% destroyed.
Is it complicated to own and operate and run a Generac?
Oh, it is so easy. It's got a mobile link with the telephone. It tells me when it starts, when it runs, when everything needs to be maintained. And I know when the power's out that it'll start like Old Faithful.
That's classic peace of mind.
Yeah.
This is not a cost, it's an investment.
Well, I put my Generac in about 4 months before the storm, and it is positively the best investment I made in probably the last 10 years. Just knowing the fact that I was able to stay in my home, I was able to have power on, I was able to take care of the roof being ripped off, the water coming in. It was positively my best investment.
Our homes are getting smarter every day. Security systems, appliances, entertainment centers, the lighting, you name it, it's connected. And that connectivity requires power. That's why more and more homeowners are equipping their homes with a Generac home standby generator. It automatically powers up when the grid goes down, so your home has the power it needs, and turns off when utility power is restored. Just think of the money you could save from costly repairs of basement floods, toxic mold, burst pipes, even hotel stays and eating out. Bottom line is, it's easy to see why a Generac standby generator is such a smart investment, and why so many people are making that choice.
In the winter, we can have freezing rain, ice storms, wind storms.
Two years ago, we had an ice storm. The water table here is extremely high, so we have three sumps in our basement that run every 15 to 20 minutes, and the power was off for several days. We ended up getting a phone call, and she said that the basement had 6 inches of water in it, so our house is underwater while we're on vacation.
I lost my washer, my dryer, all of our photographs, you name it, I lost everything.
It was just a major process to get home back to its original condition.
The damage total bill at the end of the day for the insurance company was $155,000. We had about 6 inches of water in here. They removed all the floor, half the walls. The mold was horrible for me because I was getting sinus infections from it. Oh yeah, I can see one of the pumps.
We lose the power to our house, comes up and spreads.
That's all the homes in this area.
The generator is a must.
After having a huge loss, then I started looking at generators. And I know from experience that Generac was a big thing because when I lived in Florida and there was a lot of hurricanes, everybody had a Generac. I went on the Generac website and I contacted the Generac dealer, and he gave us basically an assessment of what they were going to do, what we needed. He was very knowledgeable about the product, extremely knowledgeable.
Installation is so perfect. They did an amazing job and fast.
Generac has a huge history. They've been around a long time. They've been building generators a long time. They're good at it.
A short while ago, we had a power outage here for it lasted 2 days. Our heater was working, our stove was working, our refrigerators. We were that couple. Hey, can you run a power line over to our house?
That's my Generac generator down there. That's my peace of mind. When I pull out to go to work in the morning, I always look on the side there. I see the green light.
I see the little green light.
I'm good.
Protection.
I'm good to go. The Generac is an investment because even now, moving forward, if we were to sell our home, that's a selling point. Prevention is key. You don't want to go through what we did. You don't want to.
The peace of mind, especially if you have a high water table in your area and groundwater is an issue in your basement with sump pumps. It's not a maybe thing, it's a got to have thing. The Generac generator is a must have thing.
It's worth every penny, worth every penny.
It's cold and it's rainy and the wind's blowing. Oh! It's knee deep, just walking in it. I mean...
If I live on the coast, or if I live in an area that's prone to winter storms, or damaging winds or wildfires, the number one thing to prepare for is extended power outages. If you do lose power, like so many do with these disasters, not just days, but sometimes for weeks, have you done everything you can to take some of the risk away? Why do you have to go through the discomfort when you can have yourself a Generac home standby generator that's going to come online when the power's out?
How well are you prepared for a long-term power outage in your home? You got some candles, maybe a flashlight or two, hopefully one with batteries that work. Well, that might even sound like fun if it only lasts a few minutes or an hour or two. But what if it's out for days or even weeks? It can happen. There are so many ways the grid can be seriously disrupted, and it can shut down transportation, communication. It can even lead to food and water shortages. Out in the wilderness, one of the keys to survival is securing food and water. It's exactly the same when you're at home trying to survive extreme weather or a natural disaster that's taken down the grid. So sure, keep the candles around and flashlights with fresh batteries, but let's get serious about preparing your home. Empower yourself with a Generac standby generator.
Demand for power puts stress on an aging grid, and power outages are on the rise. So when the power grid goes down, your electricity can be out for days, even weeks. Are you prepared? Now you can be with a standby generator from Generac.
Having the Generac generator, I felt secure that if there was a power outage, I didn't have to worry about it, that there would be heat in the home, there wouldn't be busted pipes, my sump pumps would continue to run.
When you lose power, your Generac standby generator instantly detects the problem, and within seconds, your home powers up. No struggling to start your generator in a storm. No extension cords through windows and doors. No waiting in line to fill up gas cans. Because your Generac runs on your existing natural gas or propane supply, you never have to think about it. And the Wi-Fi enabled Mobile Link remote monitoring system keeps you posted on operating status, maintenance updates, and more. Only Generac features true power technology, delivering best-in-class power from a G-Force engine, specifically designed to withstand the rigors of generating power. Generac generators are designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA. Generac is the #1 manufacturer of home standby generators in the world. 8 out of 10 homeowners choose Generac.
I love my Generac.
I love my Generac.
I just love my Generac. Hey, you can't beat a Generac.
Your Generac home standby generator delivers more than power. It delivers peace of mind, keeping you, your family, and yes, even your pets, comfortable, safe, and secure. Call now to schedule your free in-home assessment with one of Generac's 6,000 nationwide dealers. Together, you'll determine the right generator for your home based on your unique energy needs. Installation is fast, usually in about a day. Prices start at just $19.99, and special financing is available with surprisingly affordable monthly payments. Plus, if you act now, you'll receive a 7-year extended warranty, absolutely free. That's a $695 value. And the Generac local customer support team is always available around the clock to answer any questions you may have. Call now to schedule your in-home assessment. The call is free. The assessment is free, and there's no obligation to buy. So the next time the grid goes down, your home powers up with a Generac. Call now to power your life. The preceding was a paid advertisement for Generac home standby generators, brought to you by Generac Power Systems Incorporated.
This has been a production of Script to Screen, the results agency.